Reviews are starting to pile up for the Marvels. Is it the surprise marvel of innovation that the MCU desperately needs? Or is it yet another harbinger of impending doom for the increasingly tired franchise? Another year of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is drawing to a close, and folks, it's been a pretty turbulent flight. The hope was that co-writer-director Nia DaCosta's The Marvels would, at the least, bring things in for a smoother landing, seeing as it assembles a squad of superheroes from some of the better MCU entries in recent years. Leading the way, of course, is Carol Danvers, who made a splash in 2019 with her solo film, Captain Marvel, before showing up in Avengers Endgame to help defeat Thanos. The Marvels sees Carol joining forces with her late bestie Maria's daughter, Monica Rambeau, who's fresh off gaining some shiny superpowers of her own in the acclaimed series WandaVision, and Kamala Khan, a rambunctious teen and Captain Marvel fangirl who stole everyone's collective hearts in her MCU series, Ms. Marvel.
You're right. She is adorable.
The Marvels pits this mighty triumvirate against Dar-Ben, a rogue Kree warrior whose vengeful scheming threatens to destabilize the ongoing peace talks between the Kree Empire and the Skrulls. You may recall that this is a subplot that was set in motion on the Secret Invasion series, but the less said about that show, the better. Complicating matters, Dar-Ben's malicious, multiverse-manipulating machinations caused Carol, Monica, and Kamala to abruptly start swapping places without a moment's notice, which makes it harder for the trio to do that whole saving-the-day thing. But perhaps the bigger question is, can the Marvels rescue the MCU from its current downward slide? Now that the film is out in theaters, the masses have begun to answer that question. To say the Slash film team is mixed on the Marvels would be a bit of an understatement. In his review, Jeremy Mathai wrote, "Villani's big screen debut single-handedly makes the Marvels worth your while. The same can't quite be said for the rest of the disjointed and painfully rushed effort, which comes with the metallic aftertaste of a made-by-committee affair." Slash Film's senior news editor Jacob Hall had a similar take, tweeting, "You can really feel the post-production flop sweat on the Marvels. A film built entirely on good intentions and lackluster execution. Not quite a Love and Thunder disaster, but a crushing disappointment. Iman Vellani crushes it, though." In contrast to that, Slash Film's BJ Colangelo tweeted, "Nia DaCosta's The Marvels is a blast and a half. Any complaints I have come with the caveat that I could practically hear a studio note commanding it. Iman Vellani is a superstar, and there are two moments in particular that now rate as my fave MCU moments. Period." Slash Film's Rafael Motamaya was even more enthusiastic, tweeting, "The Marvels rules. This is the funniest Marvel movie by far, and one of the weirdest ones yet. Iman Vellani is a f***ing star, and she deserves the world. If nothing else, it seems everyone agrees. Iman Vellani is a shining star who deserves to lead the MCU into the future." The Marvels currently has a 60% fresh rating and an average score of 5.9 of 10 among critics on Rotten Tomatoes, which makes it the third lowest ranked MCU film on the website, ahead of Eternals and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Inverse's review blames its narrative failures on its mandatory connection to the severely bloated MCU. It reads, "The Marvels, for better or worse, embodies Marvel's current identity crisis. There's a nugget of the truly innovative movie within it, which plays out mostly uninterrupted for the first half. But it's when the Marvels becomes beholden to the overall MCU that its ramshackle script starts to fall apart."
What is happening to me?
Even the more positive reviews tend to come with related caveats. For example, the Film Verdicts review reads, "And while Nia DaCosta deserves praise for shaking up business as usual in the MCU, the film ultimately lacks the commitment to fully embrace the smaller scale of human interactions, resulting in an awkward mashup with the typical tropes and beats of a Marvel movie." As with the Slash Film crew, though, critics were pretty unanimous with their praise of Vellani and her MCU counterpart. Girl culture called Kamala, quote, "the biggest draw of the Marvels, or at least the element that gives the movie its heart." As for regular fans, they generally seem upbeat about the Marvels. One X-user wrote, "The movie was a non-stop cosmic thrill ride, and it has been undersold like hell. The chemistry between Brie Larson, Teyana Paris, and Iman Vellani was insane and absolutely the highlight. The moment they were brought together, their connection felt so human and palpable." Another user was equally effusive about the main trio, writing, They are just perfect together, and thankfully they also get their own moments to shine. Carol is so f***ing powerful. Kamala's hard light powers look so good on the big screen. And lastly, Monica. Oh, Monica, the goddess that you are. On the whole, it sounds like there's a lot people are enjoying about the Marvels. But at the same time, it appears to be hampered by many of the same technical and storytelling problems that have plagued most of the MCU's Phase 4 and Phase 5 releases, which won't do much to deter those calling for the property to be allowed to ride off into the sunset. Here's to hoping for better days ahead for the franchise as it prepares to head into 2024.